everybody. Well, it's March, the month of uncertainty as far as weather goes in most parts of our country. So it's kind of really a good analogy to kind of compare that to what we're going through in our lives and also what's going on in the world. So we've got to just stay positive and centered, breathe and look, become really common sense and critical thinking, which we've been talking about for every episode that I have done, because that's not something that they teach in school. You know, um, look for what's right before we look for what's wrong is so important, and especially today with the news cycle, stuff that's going in our everyday lives, decision making, or having to deal with different issues, maintaining a house or things with our family or our children and stuff like that. We have to remain flexible. Well, it's the same thing with the bigger picture. So, it's kind of like what I said last episode, that when I lived in Chicago and I was a traveling sales rep with 3 states, um, I'd be all set to embark on the journey. And I would turn on Good Morning America for the weather, and because it looked pretty nice out, so I, you know, dressed ready to go. Well, then they said, noontime we're going to have torrential rain. So I grabbed the London fog. And by drive time, rush hour, we're going to have some rain, sleet, and snow later on tonight. So, there you are with the liner in the London fog, a scarf, of gloves, a hat, being prepared for what's to come. Same thing with life, but the difference is are you positive? Are you looking for the good? Are we being a naysayer? We have to change things up a bit here. Look for what's right first, and then we'll look for what we need to adjust the dials on. It certainly will be much better for your heart, mind, and soul. Uh, Tiffany's got some of my overhead, so if you want to start with that, Tiffany, that'd be great. This is we're going to always go back to Louise Hay and Florence Scovel Shinn. Louise Hay, I'll remind you, is a Shinn baby. Um, Florence Scovel Shinn started her work in 1926. And, she was really a rare soul with the information and the teachings of how it really helped one to really understand their soul, how to look for the good, how to not get stuck in the negative. Um, and I lived my life by what I learned. And it's like my spiritual teacher told me at that time, if you don't apply it, it doesn't work. If you apply it, you get miracles. And so far, I've got over 100 logged. And you can too. All right, Tiffany, next one. Okay, so this is huge. Day to day stuff. I was talking with my neighbor. She has a set of twins and a younger girl. And it's been amazing for the last 10 years. I've watched them grow, and grammar school, high school graduation. Now they're off and about become young adults. And one thing that we were talking about, what are the two most important things uh, to teach our children, and it's to love and forgive. But it has to start with them too, because they're going to go out into this world and they need to be discerning. So it's kind of like I said, good for me, not good for me, healthy for me, not healthy for me. We have to teach that to our children. I'll be the example. Um, we're all not perfect, but we're all in this big school called life, Life. All right, Tiffany, the next one. Important. Affirmations, or catching yourself when you say something negative, to cancel it and restate the positive. Affirm everything is always aligning for me perfectly. Even when I can't see it with my eyes, I can feel it in my soul. Make that your mantra, or catch yourself. If you made a gloom and doom statement, or you talked about, geez, my foot aches. Well, bless that foot. Know that uh, you can apply frankincense oil, or you can do a movement or rapid or whatever. Look for the positive, and that's what we need to do day to day. But affirming the positives, it's just like waking up in the morning. Are you doing your gratitude? That's very, very important. Are you filled with gratitude? What are you grateful for? It can be the smallest things. I'm grateful for my cup of coffee in the morning. I can tell you that. That's one thing. I'm grateful that God is with me every step of the way. I woke up this morning and I go, oh, thank you for another day. What it brings, and of the issues, like it was a deal with the pharmacy today. So you have to just take one step at a time, 1 minute at a time. All right, next one, Tiffany. This is really, really, really good because I've been talking about this with several of my clients and also my daughter. Um, you know, and my mother used to say, I'm stressed out. Uh, and I worked in a very stressful career. Um, but when some of the people would say to me, geez, I'm burnt out, and I go, whoa, 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 whoa. What about when you interviewed? You wanted this job, you were excited, you did your 5 weeks training, and you were ready to rock and roll. And all of a sudden, here you are, you're burnt out. It is between your ears. That's where you're burnt out, is thoughts or things. But cortisol is the byproduct of stress or frustration. So let's look at how we can deal with cortisol levels of music. Um, Good Vibes on YouTube is great. You can work with different frequencies too, which is great. Getting out in nature and taking your shoes off, just some grounding, that would be great. Oh, massage, that's one of my favorite things. I used to love going and getting my massage. It was my treat. This is interesting because I've seen this on so many channels lately on these homeopathic doctors about humming, and how humming not only gets you in alignment, but it also reduces cortisol levels. So I suggest we try humming. My grandmother, who God bless her, lived to 97, used to hum all the time. And so this kind of has been cracking me up as I've been hearing this and going, wow, she was pretty prolific there. Movement, of course, lowers cortisol levels. Meditation, getting in the quiet and listening for that still inner voice. That God voice. It's kind of like God talks to everybody. It's not that you have to belong to a certain um, church or go to a certain meeting or whatever. God talks to you all the time. You just have to sit, breathe, and get quiet and listen. Standing tall. Well, I'm 5 foot. I'll stand as tall as I can get. That lowers cortisol level. Okay, a long exhale. True. In fact, I've been seeing a lot of this breathing exercise on a lot of different channels where you breathe in for 4, hold it for, I think, 5, and breathe out for 7. And I've been working on that because I think that that's going to be a benefit for me as well. Hydration. Yes. I'm addicted to my peach. It's called Hint. Water infused with peach and raspberry. And so I have to remind myself to keep hydrating. Stretching. And I find that this has been watching Tai Chi, uh, not the Tai Chi walking that's all over the place, and I think that that's good, but the stretching is really, really good. Of course, laughter is music to your soul. Yes, but it also lowers your cortisol level. So if you're stuck, turn on a comedy. I was cracking up the other day because I was at my bookcase and I had the I don't know if any of you remember the Honeymooners with Jackie Gleason. It was just hilarious. Um, and I'm going to tune that up. Sunlight lowers cortisol levels. That's true. Singing absolutely lowers cortisol levels. And rest. I tell people, whether you work and you have the weekends off, or you come home and you kick your shoes, off, and you get in your comfortable clothes or whatever. You deserve that. That's a treat. And I know we can get caught up with all the things we have to, but we can choose to. There's a big difference. There's no have tos. I used to teach this, and when I was on the platform, you don't have to pay your taxes. You don't have to wash your clothes. You don't have to do. You don't have to take a shower. You don't have to do anything. Those are all choices. So life is all about choices. Singing lowers cortisol levels and rest. So take a nap. Don't feel guilty about that on the weekends. If you've had a stressful week, or you're just feeling like you need a little 20-minute snooze or longer, I say go for it and not feel guilty. Guilt is a useless emotion. You have to do something wrong in order to feel guilty. I love these people, if I don't do that, or they're people pleasers. People pleasers wind up being wounded all the time, because no matter how hard you try, it's never good enough for everybody, or you just keep doing it's a circle. Alrighty, let's have the next one, Tiff. Okay, I love this because I don't think anybody prepared us to where we are now, but I really truly believe, and I've been hearing this on so many channels, that if you're alive right now, this is a special time in your life, that you were born for a time like this. I hear it almost regularly, weekly. So I know there's a lot of stuff going on and distractions, and on the news cycle and what's going around the world or whatever. And you know what we can do? We can be positive. We can be critical thinkers. We can use common sense, and we can pray. So you are the greatest project you'll ever work on. So I don't think they teach you that in school, to focus on you. You know, the society tells you that's selfish or that's narcissistic. I told you I hate that word, narcissistic, because I think it's an overused term for people who either worked on themselves, are positive, upbeat, and they're stuck in negativity, and they look at you like you got two heads. So you are the greatest project you'll ever work on. Restart, reset, refocus as many times as you need. This could be throughout the day. You catch yourself. Oh, geez, that was really negative. Let me restate that. Let me rephrase that. Don't victimize yourself. All right, Tiffany, next one, hon. This is the frequencies that I was talking to you about, and they have this. I'm sure there's more than one channel, but the only one I can think of off the top of my head is the Good Vibes on YouTube. But here's the megahertz, uh, the hertz for the different things which I like. Whether it's easing pain and stress, regeneration. Uh, I think a big one here, a big, huge one here, is about fear and guilt. You know, um, that the different chapters of our book. We all have a book here. You know, um, and we all have a blank page of what we're going to write in the next chapter. So when you look back at your past chapters, what have you learned? You can't uh, keep victimizing yourself or fearful of stuff, or um, criticizing oneself, or feeling like life has to be perfect, because there's no such thing. You're going to be constantly disappointed if you look for perfect. In 45 years of coaching and motivating and doing my numerology soul work. Uh, I haven't met a happy perfectionist yet, not one. In fact, they torture themselves because it's not perfect. But there's no such thing. There's no perfect mother, father, sister, brother, work, school, nothing. Boss, employee, co-worker, mate, child. I could go on and on. There's no such thing. Um, letting go. What do I need to let go? We all have the different chapters to review in our book. But if we go back in our book and now we're positive or we're working on the positive thing, look how we can change the ending to that chapter or embellish it or say, those aha moments. I love ahas. That's when you learn and you got it, and you go, aha, I got it. All right. Supports harmony, inspires solutions. I like that one. Fosters intuition. I love that. Okay, Tiffany, next one. Well, remember when I started out today and I said March has always been an unpredictable weather month. Well, if you think about the weather like life, it's the same thing. If you really think about it, it's the exact same thing. We have to adjust or retool, restart, breathe in, breathe out, enjoy all those things emotionally, mentally, spiritually. So Mercury retrograde, we've got till March 20th. And I know, there's a lot of astrologers that have got their own gig on it, and I see it from a numerology standpoint as well when I work on the soul charts because the work I do is really your soul contract that you made in heaven. But I also do progressive charts, which is your day to day stuff. But with Mercury retrograde, it's kind of like, sometimes when you're driving your car and you have to slam on the brakes. Well, that's kind of like Mercury retrograde at some points in time. Is either you're slamming on the brakes or somebody else is, or getting in your way, or a delay. So let's see what it says here. Today, Mercury turns retrograde. That was on February 26th. We have to February 20th. And the energy gently shifts inward. This is a sacred pause, true, a time to listen more deeply, to reflect before reacting, and to reconnect with your inner knowing. Old thoughts, past conversations, unfinished lessons may surface, not to disrupt you, but to align you or realign you. Move slowly, speak mindfully, trust divine timing. What feels like a delay is often protection. What feels like confusion is often redirection. I love that. Think about that. If you just take this whole statement, it's kind of like the things that I've been talking to you about your book of life and our chapters. So see what you want to identify throughout this time frame. What do I need to let go of? What is the lesson? What's the delay? Um, it can be frustrating. I get that. But I think you'll see that if there's a delay, let's make this an affirmation that only good's going to come from this delay. All right, next one, Tiffany. Boy, is this true? This should be on everybody's refrigerator. A soul who masters their human mind is a magnet for constant magic. If you look for the good in a situation or something that you know is coming up or whatever, or you're thrown into a situation that was unplanned, it's not on your calendar, so to speak, of life. Um, this is this is it. Only good. We got to change our thought process. What could seem like hesitation, negativity. Uh, Only good can come from this. What's the magic? Gosh, that's uplifting, isn't it? A soul who masters their human mind is a magnet for constant magic. I'll take it. Next one, Tiffany. So true. Are you grateful? I encourage you all to kind of get a little notebook and start writing down what you're grateful for, because gratitude is emotional wealth. The more you spend it, the richer your inner life becomes. Because when you can, that critic, whatever you want to call it, I hope you came up with a name for it. Okay, it's not your friend. It's not a cheerleader. It's not something that's going to motivate you. It's the one that's kicking you in the teeth, in the butt, constantly with negative thoughts till you can master that it's a liar and it's not the truth. The 30-day challenge I gave you all was about the carrying around the little notebook, which was my assignment. I never would talk to another human the way I talk to myself with that inner voice. You're not aware of it. But once you get the lesson and you apply it, wow, that's a whole different ball game. Okay, Tiffany, do we have another one? This is one of my favorites. This came from one of my notebooks. Uh, be bold, be fearless, and be amazing. Each and every one of you. Be bold, be fearless, and be amazing. And also, it's all about being aware. I hear this constantly. Be aware of our surroundings now. We're going through. If you're tuned into the news cycle, it's like it's it's a high anxiety. But I encourage you to take the news with being common sense and critical thinking. Just because that's what they're saying, you got to dig a little deeper for the facts. Okie dokie. Is that the last one, Tiffany? Yes. Yes, it is. Okay. Um, while we were talking, this kind of, um, I know it's backwards. I'm sorry, but everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. I'll repeat that. Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. You know, I've been thinking about our military people. Do you think that they're going to be telling us everything? No, no. But we can pray for them, and we can pray for the right outcome. You know, whether you're with it or not, or whatever, we got to pray for them because we're going through some serious times here. But I believe God's in control. I do believe that. And I believe that that's what we need to do. So everything we hear is an opinion. It's not a fact. Do some digging. Don't be a sheep. Take it at face value. Really is. I, my brother used to say he read a book, and one of the theories in it is you got to ask yourself, is that so? Is that right? Hmm. Let me think about that. Let me see what that's about. Let me research that. Boy, it opens up a whole different. Oh, I don't have time. You're going to say, oh, really? Seriously? You have time. That's just an excuse. Um, and one thing that I want to, before I get into my Feel the Fear lesson today, is I want to review the life trade. And I meant to send this to Tiffany again, but I'll state it to you because this is important as you're working on yourself. Because, when I repeat things or bring things to you consistently, is because this is a big deal because nobody taught this in school. So if you were learning trigonometry, it was pretty intense, right? Um, And you had to, learn all the configurations, go over and over and over till it clicked for you. Well, it's the same thing with learning to unwind the things that, you know, were spoon fed to us that maybe weren't for our greatest and highest good. Okay, because we weren't taught to love ourselves or forgive ourselves or how to accept ourselves. And that's what this is all about, is delving into the YOU, right? So the life trait: trade your fears for courage, trade your regrets for lessons learned, trade your worries for surrender. Surrender your worries. Give them to God. Who's got more power than God? Nobody that I know of. Trade your doubts for trust. Trade your sorrows for joy. Because even in your most sorrowful moments, and we have all had our moments, there's always the memories, the good things, um, a lesson learned. Trade your anger for compassion. Start with you first. If you're angry, let's let's forgive yourself first. Then you can work on forgiving whatever else you got to deal with. But have compassion. Put put the other people's shoe on your feet. And without realizing it, you will have traded your misery for happiness. And that's the truth. Do you all remember last episode, last week? I told you about the when I would do these motivational seminars. Excuse me. That I had presidents, vice presidents, uh, senior reps, regular reps inside and outside sales, and I had them take their shoes off. Has anybody in our listening audience tried that? Of switching your shoes on your other feet and walk around and find the adjectives. And when you can do that, you can transfer that to the way you think about things too. Odd, weird, uncomfortable, painful, all different kinds of adjectives can go with that. Okay? All right. Before we move on to doing some readings, I wanted to go to just uh, feel the fear and do it anyway. And I picked out this page um, in relationships. That's in relationships begin with us too. But that your clue for any of the following signs. Um, this is about being human, right? And then working through it and learning what we're supposed to learn. So anger, upset, blaming others, pain, vengeance. Nobody wins with vengeance, I can tell you that. Lack of focus, self pity, envy, helplessness, constant state of limbo, impatience, joylessness. That's a mouthful. Joylessness, fatigue, intimidation. And remember, you can't be intimidated if you have a good sense of self. You can take a deep breath and say, what do I need to learn from this experience? And then act accordingly. Whether you have to use your I statements. When that was said, I was hurt. When that happened, I was embarrassed. When that happened, I learned something new, as painful as it was. You see, there's no fight with I. In fact, it's your power. I attempt to control others. Obsessiveness. If you're obsessed, we got to look at that deeper, or you have to look at that deeper of what obsesses you. Because it's not healthy to be obsessive. You know, you got to be flexible. Addictions, judgmentalness. There's another big mumbo jumbo word there, but that's true. You're not the judge and you're not the jury. And if you've taken that stand, forgive yourself and say, you know what? I'm going to look to see what else is possible here. I'm not going to be the judge and the jury. I just maybe don't care for that idea. I'm not in agreement with that statement. Let's get more in a more neutral instead of judge and jury, because maybe you're missing a lot of information here and you've already made a decision. Disappointment and jealousy. Taking responsibility, and I like this. I call it the critic, but this particular book of this author, Susan Jeffers, calls it the chatterbox, which is true. It's talking to you 24/7 until you arrest it. Taking responsibility, meaning handling the chatterbox, this little voice inside, the voice that tries to drive you crazy and often succeeds. Bush, bingo, bingo, bingo. Okay, I'll bet some of you don't even know it's there. It's true. I was shocked when I became aware of it. Me too. But I promise you, it holds the key to all your fears. It's the voice that heralds doom and I call gloom, lack and losing. It is talking to us. If you are not aware of your chatterbox, it sounds something like this. If I call him, maybe he'll think I'm too pushy. But maybe if I don't call him, he'll think I'm not interested. But if I call him, then the message machine is on, and I wonder where he is, and it will ruin my whole evening because I'll know he's out with another woman. But if I don't call, I wonder anyway, maybe I shouldn't go out tonight. He might call, and then he'll think I'm out with someone else. And it's stuck. Oh, that's not apropos. They'll think I don't care. But if I call, he'll really know I'm interested and he'll probably start backing away. Do you see how this goes on in between your ears? This is hysterical. But true. I wonder why he hasn't called me. Maybe I was too cool this afternoon when I bumped into him at lunch. Maybe I should have been warmer. I wish I would have been wearing something more attractive. I looked so fat in this outfit and my makeup was terrible. He seemed a little cool. I wonder if it was because he heard I was. This is the silent voice in between your ears. Hello? Hello. The next time I see him, I'll ask him why he hasn't called. We were supposed to go to the movies this week. You see how this whole dialogue, we all have that until you learn to turn this little switch on to be aware of how you talk to yourself and how you're processing things. And I guarantee you, it's not a cheerleader. No, no, it's not a friend. No, no, no. It's not a sponsor. Nope. It's none of those things until you arrest the critic, the chatterbox, and restate the positives. Not true, not true, not true. Everything that comes up and restate a positive, it will be silent in time. But it takes a lot of work. It's not something that's going to happen bingo, zingo, quick. No, it's not. All right. So now let's get started. And let's do some cards here. Let's see what I brought today. Well, I still love my favorites is my spirit animal cards. Love them. And I also have the Archangel Oracle cards. And you can put your month and your birth date, and I might pick up something on that too. We'll see how this goes. So let's let it go here. Is it going to be in? Do I have to cook anything, Tiffany? Okie dokie. How do I chat here? Okay, here we go. On the comments chat. Okay. No? How come I don't see it? Mm, I see the box here, but I don't see any comments in there. Oh, here we go. Yeah, now I got it. Oh, jeez. I I am not a techie. Okay. For all you listening people out there, take it to the bank without Tiffany. This would not be a happening. Okay. Trust me. All right. So look at these wonderful people watching here. Okie dokie. February 17th is Patty. Okay. Let's see. Well, Patty, you should really work on this inside voice because you put a lid on your emotions, because you don't like drama. But yet, by the same token, you're a thinker, you're a problem solver, you're always over, you're analyzing, and your birthday gives you that little zip zap and zing because it really fosters you to learn more, to do more, to think things through. Um, and right now, let's see, you're in a let's see. So you're really into putting things in order, organizing some thoughts or ideas, or setting some goals. Uh, and I think that would be a real good plan for you. All right, so let's see what I come up with here. And I'm going to spread these out here and see Patty. Let's see. What do we need to tell Patty? Oh, I like that. I'm not sure. Okay. This is really good. I don't know if any of you all, I did a chakra class, for my clients many years ago. And when you're in the shower, you can spin your chakras. You start with the root chakra and you do it clockwise, and then you go up your chakras counterclockwise and then clockwise. That would be a great thing to kind of, if you're feeling out of sorts, that's a great little technique. So I got chakra clearing. And so if there's an area of either that you're dealing with stomach issues, that's your stomach chakra, okay, your core there, or your root chakra. But it says here, call upon me to clear and open your chakras using your sacred geometric symbols. I like the rotation and clearing them when I take a shower. It's very, you'll feel different as you step out, really. This is really good because if you look at this card, it's really powerful. And this is remember who you are. You see, our soul never dies, but we have a mission because you made a contract. And the more you can understand your contract, with that's what I do, um, because it's on your birth certificate and your birth date, and it's a whole dialogue of everything about you and what your karmic lessons are. So remember who you are. Work on that inner voice kind of thing, Patty. Okay. This is whenever I get this, I tell people to go out and ground. Take your shoes off, go put your feet in the grass. Okay. I used to laugh at people in the 60s and say, go out and hug a tree. Now it's a big thing for frequency is to go out and hug that tree. Okay. All right. That's Patty. Um, I got to go back up here because I missed Ruth. And Ruth is, she's, she's an organizer. She's the girl that puts things together. Uh, she can drive herself crazy because she is just like it's got to be perfect. It's got to be just so. And this year is more about your. Um, it's really all about your spiritual work and your spiritual understanding, and getting your messages out is really big right now for you, Ruth. Okay, let's see. Let's see what I got for you. Ah, this is hilarious. patience, loving yourself. Loving yourself is the most important thing. They don't teach us that in school because they tell you be nice, share your toys, don't say that, don't do that, don't touch that. See, that's your early programming. Okay, so you go through life like, and you got yourself in the back seat. So patience, love yourself. Your dreams are blooming more rapidly than you realize. Still, they need nurturing and patience. Prioritize, which I believe you do, but you drive yourself crazy. Focus on your highest priorities. I will help you get organized and motivated. God knows I should have that injected with an IV. I need that. Okay, and clear your space. Now that could be clear your space through the chatter too. Okay, don't be so hard on yourself. Rome wasn't built in
We are experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by as we resolve this issue.
I'm back. Hello. Can we get you back? I'm back. Hello. Okay. Uh, I am back. Okay. Hello. Okay, comments. Okay. All right. Sorry. I told you that techie girl. There was an internet glitch, and it's kind of stormy here, so I apologize. I apologize for that. Okay. Um. Okay. All righty. So where was I? Was with Richard, and Richard was 9/11. Um. So that's a two, and we're in a 1 year. So I love that he's in a 3 year this year. So this is all about uh having fun. Definitely reaching for your goals and trying something new. Definitely take some trips. I think that that's really important. Um, and we'll get some cards here for Richard. And I got one, two, and three. And I want to grab my favorite spirit animal cards and grab one of those as well. So, all right. Okay, well, this is really great. Inner knowing, it's like working from the inside, Richard. And I love this inner knowing. And it goes back to that being aware of that chatterbox or critic or whatever. What's it saying to you, and how that affects you, or how you're talking to yourself? Is it positive? Is it destructive? Is it critical? What is it? So this is a really good card. It says you are a brave traveler. Your soul knows the way, and I truly believe that because, like I said, you were a healer before, and in one way, shape, or form. It could have been words, could have been a modality, or whatever. But be confident. You will achieve your destination. Loyal friends are always with you. Don't worry. You're blessed. Let yourself fly. I love that. And now we have your guardian angel. You know what to do. I love this. You know what to do. Archangel Uriel, trust your inner knowledge, act upon it without delay. Then you have life review. And it says take inventory of your life, resolve to change or heal anything that is unbalanced. Chatterbox, critic, whatever. It's amazing on how once you get in charge of that, and knows that it's never going to tell you the truth. What's going on in between your ears is not true. Okay. And the more you tell that inner critic it's not true, guess what? In time, you'll conquer it. You won't have it. Leadership, Archangel Gabriel. It's time for you to assume your leadership power position and lovingly guide others. Yes. Okay, there you go, Richard. God bless you. All right. Next in the, let's see what we have here. I think there was Jill I saw before. Oh, thank you, Ruth. That's great. I love you too. Um, I think I saw Jill in here, and if Jill's here, then that means Roy's here too. All right. I can't find you, Jill, but I'm going to do it anyway. Okay. So let me get you three beautiful angel cards. And oh, this is kind of wild because we just had the blood moon. You're welcome, Richard. Uh, and this is moon cycles, and it's Archangel Haniel. Notice how the moon affects the energy and manifestations and capitalize on these cycles. It doesn't have to be, the moon cycles can bring awesome opportunities too. So look for the good, set your goals, put your pros and cons. Okay. I'm not surprised you got this, okay? Because you guys are trying to, they have relationship harmony. We angels are opening up the hearts of everyone involved. Arguments, conflicts are being resolved now. So if there is a discrepancy, and this could be not with Roy, this could be in your circle of people. So this is a good card to get. And I love that you got this card because this is perfect for you, Jill. All is well. No debate here. Um, Everything is happening exactly as it's supposed to. With hidden blessings, you will soon understand. Look at that. Beautiful. All right, and let's get a spirit animal card. Never ceases to amaze me because I know your chart. You got the black jaguar, which is an old soul, which you are. Walk through life with confidence and grace. You have power beyond the world, this world. Focus on what you really want, and you can create your dreams. Bingo. Okie dokie. I think Roy was in there somewhere. Hey, Kim, I see you. I might be a little discombobulated here, so um, Tiffany will have to get me on board here. Okay. So let's do Roy. I've got 1, 2, 3. I don't know, Roy, if you're making lists or writing something down or doing some journaling. You might be working on some of the lessons that I've been trying to communicate where we're working on those charts. God knows. Hopefully, you guys have been doing notebooks because it helped me a lot too. So it says make time to write down your thoughts in a journal or pen in an article or book. Secondly, you have Archangel Shamuel, and I'm helping you with your spiritual soulmate relationship. No surprise there, Roy. Okay. This is cool because you got a hello from heaven. Archangel Azrael. Your loved ones in heaven are doing fine. Let go of worries and feel their loving blessings coming down. All right. And now we've got a spirit animal card and we've got the dragon, which is phenomenal for you. Supernatural. You are the ancient wise sage. That's true. You can shapeshift at will. Mastery is your destiny. Rise with dignity. And I think when they say shapeshift with these cards, it's because you can adjust your dials when need be. And I think that's a wonderful attribute to have. So God bless you, Roy. There you go. All right. Um, let's see. Was it Kim? Help me out here, folks. Oh, Denise. Did I do Denise? No, I didn't do Denise, right? May 7th. That's a 3. 4. Oh, it's your birthday, Denise. Wow. Okay. Let's see. Denise. 1, 2, 3. So May 7th. So let's see your 3, 4. This is about you organizing, setting things straight. No no surprises. It's kind of like you got to work on your goals, and it's going to be very easy for you to do this year if you get it organized. Okay, your first card, Denise, is clairvoyance, which I love, and it says, "I'm helping you with spiritual insight to awaken fully, so you can clearly see heavenly love." And also, and I usually get this card. It's usually serendipity because it's something good comes, whether it's a miracle or something you thought about, or it's manifestation. I love this card. The other card you got is passion. And I love this because it's trust and follow your renewed passion in your love life and career. But your goals, they forgot to put goals on here because you are the most important person in this whole wide world right now. Okay? You. That's what we're learning about is the YOU. Also, you have creative writing. So make time to write down your thoughts in a journal. And it'd be really good because if you're trying to conquer anything negative, okay, the most important thing would be um, what's the positive, what's true, what's not true. Because usually the chatterbox are the critics, the liars. So, uh, and now let's see what your spirit animal card is. Let me get to those. And I spread these all out here so we have good energy. And wisdom. Look at that. It's beautiful. I love it. Let your head and mind reach to the stars, yet keep your feet grounded on the earth. Listen to the ancient wisdom in your soul. The ancestors speak through you. You know much. So pay attention. It's kind of like I like to compare it to the GPS in your car. And it says, okay, in 25 feet, you're going to turn left. But your gut says, no, 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 turn right. What are you going to listen to? So this is saying, listen to that inner voice and follow it. Because when you don't listen to that GPS and you get it's arguing with your gut, 9 times out of 10, that saved you. You turn right, and then maybe had to make a U-turn and avoided, you know, a traffic jam or a traffic situation. Okay, so there you go, Denise. Okay, what happened here? All right. Happy birthday, Denise, too. Okay. Let's see. Who else did I not get here? Oh, that's great to know, Jill and Roy. I love you too, both of you. Okay. Did I get Kim? Can somebody give me a heads up here? Oh, yeah, Kim, what's your birthday? Okay, good. All right, Kim, this is for you. All right. Let me mix these up here. Good. All right. We got one, two, Kim. I need a message for Kim. Wow. You got three powerful cards here, Kim. First, you got Divine Order. I love this card, especially when I going through any kind of emotional, mental, or you know, some sort of decision making. Oh my God, I pray for Divine Order. Um, this is Archangel Raguel. Everything is how it needs to be right now. Look past the illusion and the underlying order so that God can work its magic and your angels too. Okay. The next card you got is clairvoyance. I'm helping you with your spiritual sight to awaken fully so you can clearly see heavenly love. I have to say that I looked out the window several times today and guess I saw angels in cloud formations like little wisps of wings. everywhere. And each time I did, there was uh, another set. It was wild. Okay. And the third thing is clear cognizance. And I like this one. It says, pay attention to your thoughts because I'm a sensor. I guess I might be this, but I'm a clear sensor. I sense things and it comes out words. Or I look at a chart and it's like I have a whole dialogue there. I could write a book almost. Um, Pay attention to thoughts and ideas that come to you as they're answered prayers. I love that. Answered prayers. And right now I've got a prayer list. And anybody can email me that wants to get on the prayer list of what I need to pray for because I do them every single night. Okay. And your spirit animal card is the heron, which is patience. Create a place in nature's stillness and be renewed. Take time alone to find balance. Step confidently towards your purpose. Patience will bring you your rewards. I think we're all have that lesson of patience at some point in our lives. Okay, take a deep breath. God's in control. Show me. Show me. That's what I always say. Show me. Let me hear it. Present it to me. It's amazing. It's amazing when you give it to God. It's amazing when it comes back and how it's worked out. Thanks, Denise. That's great. That's great. Okay, there you go. Okay. Did I miss anybody? Let's see. I got Ken. Ready. How about Tiffany? I didn't get Tiffany. Let me just do a little thing for Tiffany because I think because of our little glitch, we're a little over. So look at this spirit animal card, Miss Tiffany. Rebirth. You can reinvent yourself, open to the rewards of change. Your brilliance to share with the world. Is that the truth? Love every part of your journey. You're the best. And we'll gonna mix up these cards a little bit, the angel cards, and see what I got for you. Oh, wow. Wow, 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 wow. All right, beloved one, Miss Tiffany, I am helping you with your spiritual soulmate relationship. I'll take that. That's great. You should. This is a good thing for you, Dolly. And I know you got your soulmate there. Look at this. Victory. Look at that. Everything you do is done with such, oh my goodness, excellence is the word. But victory is yours, darling. Because no matter what you set your mind to, you're going to win. And you got the claircognizant card, which is pay attention, thoughts and ideas that come to you is they are answered prayers. And I hope I got everybody. And I'm sorry for the glitch. Our weather here is a little wonky right now. Um, we got a little lightning and thunder, and it's uh, it's definitely interesting. So with that, uh, Miss Tiffany, thank you, and love every one of you. Go forth and do good.
Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed the show.